After slavery, that there was the establishment nationwide of schools. There's always been a push for education, and there was a real drive, a very insistent movement to teach young people, to encourage investment. This building here was requested by the black craftsmen who helped build the Vanderbilt estate for a local community center for them. It housed churches, it housed small businesses, it had a YMCA, like rooms you could rent. And some of our biggest leaders in Asheville, like Floyd McKissick, his grandfather, Isaac McKissick, right? Yes, was mentored by a local doctor here who helped him pay for school. And I've found many, many instances of the people who had success giving and lifting and encouraging other people to follow in their footsteps. So all of those things helped make a thriving black business district. Things that have changed are, once desegregation was established and people had the freedom to shop wherever they wanted, people imagine the margins of your business. If you all of a sudden, any large portion of them stop shopping there, not because they don't like your business, but because they say, finally I can shop wherever I want. And then there's a loss of capital. There's so many historic factors between urban renewal and that loss of capital, and the loss of capital in property that happened during urban renewal that served to take away the economic strength of the black community. And all the businesses that were fed by that suffered. And when in those black businesses, if you got paid, you would support your neighbor, maybe the piano teacher, or all of the business money that circulated within that community just has been dispersed and lost. So that's a lot of what we see that helped the business community thrive and then took away that health that made it so strong.
Thanks for that history. And so now you can see we move to today where we talk about, well, then what can change, what can be different? And so obviously we're not going to solve that in this short conversation, but this conversation is going to lead into a lunch conversation of table topics that will hopefully harvest some of the thoughts in the room about how we move towards a vibrant and inclusive and equitable, accelerated economy of small business owners that are black owned. Because the change that you're talking about really now requires an acceleration factor, right? If capital shifts, if customer base shifts, if consumerism shifts, if all of these factors, not just one factor, but many socioeconomic factors play into the vibrancy of any one people group, then what often happens once those are dissipated and dispersed, where is that central and very centered acceleration? So what are some things that you see, like maybe anchor institutions that are highly identified as places of commerce? What's missing to accelerate what's needed to bring black-owned businesses back to a level of visibility that is within the local and regional economy?
One thing that's missing is people. I wish I had the numbers. I have percentages tracking the reduction in the percentage of the black population, and it is projected to shrink even further to scary numbers. In addition to losing the population, the numbers of people who remain here are very often economically struggling. When you add in all those factors I just talked about, people who have the ability to move have moved, and people who didn't have largely remained. And we've seen that. Now, at the same time, Asheville, thankfully, has a big buy local movement. They encourage people to shop from local businesses. And for all of the reasons it's important to shop from local businesses because of what it does for a community, same is true for black-owned businesses. The YMI was a hub because there was property to rent for black-owned businesses right here downtown. Mountain Bizworks is another current place that provides a boost and services and training. Green Opportunities provides training and support. There are a lot of individuals who do that. Self-Help Credit Union is another place that it's going to help more than a larger, distant corporate entity. And I just have one quote I'll share about this. I put this on my website because Dr. Martin Luther King said this after demonstrations in Albany, Georgia, and I think it really resonates today. You can't win against a political structure where you don't have the votes, but you can win against an economic power structure when you have the economic power to make the difference between a merchant's profit and loss. And that is exactly what can make this Black-owned businesses succeed, and it's exactly what has caused many small businesses to fail. When a person who has their business interests lives in this community and is beholden to their neighbors and knows the people around them, they make decisions that feed the interests of their own community. And when that entity is located somewhere else at headquarters, they know that the decisions they make about who they hire, how much they pay, the kind of benefits they offer, where they shop, where they'll get their supplies, are not going to affect them if they make decisions that don't nurture the community or in fact hurt the community. So knowing that we all have this dollar in our pocket that serves as a vote of support or of denying support to any business, that's what can really push forward, that we all can, whether you're a member of the Black community or consider yourself an ally, to know that when a person steps up and takes the risk of saying, I'm going to open a business and support myself, that we can all be allies and say, I'm going to shop there first. I know that that money needs to go there more than it needs to go somewhere else. And I believe all that stuff about buying local and why it's important. So that's what we could see more of.
That's great. I really appreciate that last statement you made, because really the last question I have is, what are we capable of rebuilding? We've talked about the history, we've talked about the breakdown that hasn't necessarily been back to revitalization, but now what's next? How can we really truthfully rebuild? What is on the table for us, and the effort to actually see an equity shift in small business ownership of African Americans and all people of color at a level of market match, right? So you've made a couple of points of that, and I want to also say a regional economy, a local economy that has at its core individual consumers and purchasers who actually create a diverse portfolio of where they purchase is very powerful. It actually shifts a whole bunch of stuff. I can say personally that where I purchase things for my home and where I purchase things for my child is all diverse. All diverse owners, small business owners from all different backgrounds, and many of them are Black-owned businesses. And I'd like to challenge everyone here just to take a personal inventory. How many of you are purchasing from Black-owned businesses? People you know who have these businesses that they're looking to add more jobs, to create more stability, and to create succession models that allow other people to purchase those businesses in the future. And so what final words would you like to leave our group with today around the importance and the responsibility of stewardship we have to each other for building a beautiful, vibrant local economy that includes African American-owned businesses?
Well, one thing I can speak to, I'll just wave this. I'm sitting at that table right there, the second one there. This is the card for my website, and that has that Black-owned business directory. And the point of that was to provide a place where someone could go and see, where are all the, I need an accountant, where can I find the Black accountant? Because I really would like to support a brother. And then you could use that information. It is something that I bought it myself. And when you said, I didn't just think of it myself. I was part of a group, I'm still part of a group of women of color who get together pretty regularly. And this was a discussion we had been having for a while. And one of them said to me, you've been saying you're gonna make this Black-owned business directory for a while, but you haven't done it yet. And I hate that. So I was like, all right, fine. I went up on WordPress and bought a domain, and they all chipped in some money for me to buy the domain and to start it up. So it wasn't just me alone, and it's never been just me alone. But I literally do drive around, and if I see a van drive by and there's a black guy driving it and it's like so-and-so's painting, I'll take a picture of the thing and I'll call them and say, hi, is that your business? Yes, okay, well, I'd like to include you in the Black-owned business directory. So knowing that there are people who are saying, I know that there are Black-owned businesses out here, they may not be as visible as I wanted, but I'm gonna do the work to find them and support them. Having initiatives like this where people with capital say, I'm ready to invest and ready to funnel money that's going to uplift these businesses in particular, because it has to happen. Asheville does need the vibrancy of that diverse community. So all of us can vote with our dollars and spread the word and shop wisely, knowing that every dollar you spend feeds what you're spending it on. So if you want to feed Amazon and the way that they operate, or would you rather feed your neighbor and the way that they're raising their family? So those are choices that we make every day. And I need to do better with it myself. It's really convenient to go online and throw the thing in your shopping cart and not think about it too much and think, oh, it's a little $3 cheaper. But when you cheap out on things like that, know that those dollars are counted just as well.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Well said. Well, we have a little bit more to go, but before we get into some more of the overview of the Diverse Community Capital, I'd like to invite Karen Lambert to the stage. She is the Regional Bank President of Western Atlantic. And I just found out that she's only been the president in this region for less than a year. So great opportunity to get to know her. Thank you, Karen. Come on up.
Thank you, Kimberly. And I want to start by simply saying thank you to Kimberly and Sasha. I feel so enlightened in the history lesson and the story that's really foundational to the work that this organization is doing, has done, will do in the future. So the meaningful, significant history and evolvement over time really struck me. So I just wanted to compliment them for being so compelling in that short time. I feel like I was in a 3-hour history class, so thank you for that. As Kimberly said, I'm Karen Lambert. I am the Regional Bank President for Western North Carolina and a little corner of Southwest Virginia. And I will say I've learned more about coal in the last 10 months than you ever thought was possible. So that's been a great experience. But the best part is no matter where I am in my region, I'm in these beautiful mountains. And my office is here in Asheville, so I'm centered here. And I really say my office is in my car because I'm somewhere different every day. But the reason I'm here today is to participate in the announcement, and I'm really excited about this, that Mountain Bizworks is one of 13 organizations nationwide to receive grant funds and lending capital through our Diverse Community Capital Small Business Program. And Wells Fargo started that program and launched in 2015 with the purpose of assisting diverse-owned small businesses. We're now in our 5th installment, which involves these 13 organizations, of which Mountain Bizworks is one. And we're giving over $12 million to those 13 organizations. We have extended the program, which is also very exciting news, through 2020. And we will award through 2020 $175 million to CDFIs across the nation. So we're really, really excited and proud of that. Now, the Diverse Community Capital Program is just one of many ways that Wells Fargo shows our commitment and demonstrates our commitment to helping small businesses, diverse-owned small businesses, start, stabilize, and thus grow. Thanks to the work of community development financial institutions like Mountain Bizworks, More diverse small businesses will receive capital, technical assistance, various resources to help make their businesses and communities even stronger. So, Wells Fargo is very, very proud to support Mountain Bizworks with a grant for $250,000 and an additional $400,000 in lending capital to help diverse small business owners in Western North Carolina. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, the really special thing is that will help support this organization to assist underserved populations in our communities who often do not qualify for the more traditional bank financing in order to access the capital they need to grow. Mountain Bizworks and Wells Fargo shares a common vision and mission in the fact that we absolutely know, that when we help small businesses start, grow, and thrive, we all prosper. And most importantly, our communities prosper. So, I am very pleased to participate in presenting a check to Mountain Bizworks for $650,000. And I'd like to invite my counterparts, my colleagues, and fun people to know from Wells Fargo, Brandon Wallace, our Market President and Business Banking Manager, Rod Banks, Community Development, and any other Wells Fargo person who's feeling really proud and would like to join us for this presentation, please come up. And there's Vanessa. How did I forget? You were standing over there.
I was hiding. Yes.
All righty.
Step forward.
To come up for our second photo with the big check. If not, everybody gets $650,000. So if you are one of our table hosts, please feel free to come up front so we can take another photo.
Thank you, Karen.
Go, Tom.
Spend your money at these people's businesses.
Just 500 more.
Thank you. Did you notice Anthony trying to take my check? So, folks, do spend your money at the business of those people you just saw up on stage. They have businesses in town, you need to shop with them. So, first, I really want to thank Wells Fargo for being bold enough and brave enough to stand up for entrepreneurs of color. This is a significant and meaningful grant for us, and we will do our part to make you proud as well as our community. You know, Mountain Bizworks has been helping businesses in our area start, grow, and thrive for almost 30 years. Next year is our 30th anniversary. And we're real proud of the things we've done and the impact that we have on our local economy. And we're also very proud of the fact that almost a quarter of all of our alumni are entrepreneurs of color. We think that's a great thing. but we think we can do a lot better. Recently we conducted a research study called the Economic Gap Analysis, where we compared the metropolitan area of Asheville with metropolitan areas across the country. And part of what we were looking for and found out was what type of business sectors are overrepresented or underrepresented in our market. Because when we have underrepresented businesses, that means our local economy, our local dollars have to go outside the region to acquire those types of services. This information helps us make good funding decisions. It helps entrepreneurs make good business plan decisions. But we also looked at how do entrepreneurs who are African American or Latinx compare with their white counterparts. And we kind of knew what the story was going to be, but it was even starker than we expected. An entrepreneur of color has less than half the opportunity, or half the chance of becoming a business owner. And when we looked at the average revenues generated by white-owned businesses compared to non-majority-owned businesses, it's 10 times difference. Mountain Bizworks sees our job as changing that story, and this grant from Wells Fargo is going to help us accomplish that. Over the next 2 years, our goal is to double the volume of lending that we do to entrepreneurs of color, and as a result of that, we will help over 100 businesses get started who are owned by entrepreneurs of color, and that will create over 200 new jobs in those businesses. So thank you for all of your help, and thank you for all of you who have been associated with Bizworks over the years, and we'll do it in the future as well. And Kimberly, I think it's your story.
Isn't it nice to be right on schedule? So this is the last part of this section. I just want to tell you, my role as the Entrepreneurship Program Manager, hopefully soon Director, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Thanks, Jane. Is really to oversee my regular job, and including this new grant. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what you can expect from our team and from my leadership around this particular program. So we already work collaboratively with organizations such as the WNC New Economy Coalition, who provided that study with us from City of Asheville funds. We love the work of CoThink, who's been doing this work collaboratively in so many ways in terms of capital sharing and just creating new resources for communities of color. Our job is to continue to collaborate and also very strategically to help those businesses grow. And what that looks like is hearing from the owners, seeing what their benchmarks and business growth plans are, and really activating all the resources we have internally and externally to get them there. When we talk about the socioeconomic factors and the social factors, we're not unique to the nation. The very study that Patrick Fitzsimmons just mentioned was also done by the Kauffman Foundation through AEO, and they found almost the identical numbers to be true nationwide. So this is a pandemic issue, and the best way we can solve it together is right here in our own backyard. And so what you can expect from us is that we are with you, and we are going to do our part to provide the resources and the capital to get these businesses at a level of visibility and market readiness for national and regional output with what we have on our team. Any coaches here in the room, please raise your hand with Mountain Bizworks. Any of our facilitators, you can see we have people from diverse backgrounds, our board members. We are all committed to making this happen and doubling our numbers over the next 3 years. With that being said, our table host, you'll see entrepreneurs at every table. After you get your lunch, they're going to lead you through 3 questions based on the talk that Sasha and I had on really how we're going to do it together. What is our core stewardship model for each of us as community members to really see this through? This isn't a one agency thing. This is a community thing. So we'd love to get your notes on paper, kind of hear how you see us going about it, as well as where you're at in the community and what would make a difference for you, and enjoy your lunch together. Thank you.
scale up and scale back down. Now back to school and trying to refigure out what does this look like? How do I help other people do this? What is the real foundation behind it? You're starting it up for the first time. You're shooting in the dark a lot. You're reading as much as you can. You're talking to as many people as you can. But often you don't have that solid foundation of your education system.
That's a good quote. I really like that.
Finance back, you know, like even speaking simple things like this. I grew up in the Triangle, so Chapel Hill, as well as Charlotte.
Alright, so we're not doing an interview.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Watching us online. So, I think we should
Back up.
Yes. Hello, friends of JM Pro TV. I think we need to move the camera a little bit. Thank you for being there. So we have a lot of people right now watching this program, and it's very exciting to hear the good news of Montenegro. Tell us what happened today.
Well, today we received $250,000 in grant funding and $400,000 in lending capital from the Wells Fargo Diverse Community Capital Fund. And it's really specifically to go to elevating and impacting communities of color owned by businesses of people who are African American, Latinx, Asian, to really amplify their impact in the marketplace. It's really, it takes as much capital and as much resources as possible to actually deal with the disparate inequities that have happened over years to keep businesses of color from being as visible as white-owned businesses. So we're really excited about that.
Yes, that's great news, and also for all our friends that are watching this live program, so that they're running or they may be thinking to start a new business. So how they can contact Mountain Bizworks?
Oh, great. Yeah, there's many ways. You can call us. Our number is 828-253-2834. You can go to our website, mountainbizworks.org, or I've got a business cell phone, and people text me all the time. You can text me, 828-767-3532.
Please, dear friends of our community, so take this opportunity because so this funds, even sounds large, is limited for the quantity of business, right?
It's only one source of capital. It takes more than one source, and so we're not relying just on this. There are more things that we're trying to do to expand the capital infusion for communities of color and businesses owned by them. And so it's not limited. It's unlimited because we expect to continue this work.
And also, Mountain Bizworks does training too. So could you explain us, apart from the money, how other capacity buildings can Mountain Bizworks help our community?
Well, and that's where the grant funds come in, right? So in my job, job, my work as the entrepreneurship program director, it's not loan funding. It's literally all the courses, the education that business owners need to fill the capacity gaps for financial learning, for scaling or growing their business, for marketing, for manufacturing, anything that you need to know about how to fill the gaps, whether it's hiring people, we provide the training on that. So really, that's where the grant funding comes in. If it weren't for those grants, not just from this particular fund, but from other funds, we wouldn't be able to do our programming.
Okay, so contact Mountain Bizworks, please. So if you got education, if you got some advice on applying for a loan, and any other services that you are offering to our communities.
Any services?
Any other service apart from training and loaning?
Yeah, sometimes people just want to sit down and have a coach one-on-one. Not everybody likes classes, and so we have a lot of coaches that specialize in specific areas of business. And if you're a one-on-one kind of person, English, Spanish, and people speak Chinese.
Do you also have the trainers in Spanish? So
Yes,
we'd love to know, are they here in the room?
Yes,
so
we do. Actually, Adriana Chavilla.
Adriana, yes.
Hola, Asheville, and Hola, Carolina.
Adriana, yes.
Yeah, she's one of our coaches, and we have Jonathan Scales. He's bilingual. We have many bilingual. Actually, our staff person, Jill Kishevsky, she's bilingual. She lived in Spain for 3 years.
Great. And I want to give this message in Spanish para toda nuestra comunidad que nos está mirando. Mountain Bizworks les está ofreciendo una gran oportunidad. Contáctense con ellos. Es 828-253-3824. 38324. Entonces, o contáctese con nosotros. Hay oportunidad de educación, entrenamiento, fondos que también pueden hacerles un préstamo y tutoría 1-a-1. So, thank you very much, Kimberly, for all this effort you're doing and your kind words with the community.
Keep watching JM Pro TV. This is the best television out there.
All right, thank you. And we will continue talking with more people here in the room. We're going to let Kimberly go, and we're going to talk with more people. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to talk with some coaches. And if you got any questions, please let us know. We are broadcasting live from the YMI in downtown Asheville to this important event for Mountain Bizworks. So we're going to be out reaching out more people, but we'll coming back in a few minutes. Vamos a ponernos un poquito más atrás. Ok, yo me pongo aquí también. Creo que voy a mover esto un poquito más para acá. Ahora sí. Hey friends of JM Pro TV, so I'm back. So we are at the YMI. It's it's noon. So we're going to talk with two people that have been the recipients of grants and funds. We're going to explain, we're going to talk more with it, but we're going to switch to Spanish. So for all the Latinx community that is watching this program. ¿Cómo están? Buenas tardes. ¿Ya?
Bien, gracias. ¿Qué tal?
Bien. Cuéntenos un poquito de ustedes. ¿Ustedes son de?
De México. Sí, somos la tercera generación que produce este helado. En los orígenes, mi abuelo en la ciudad de Tlacotalpa, en el estado de Veracruz, hacía este helado para la familia exclusivamente. Después, mi mamá en el año 2000 inicia la primer tienda ya formalmente para vender al público. Iniciamos ese negocio familiar y tenemos casi 20 años en el negocio ya formal en ventas al público. Esta es nuestra primer tienda en Estados Unidos. Mi esposa y yo abrimos esta tienda el 4 de julio y es la primera de muchas. Los invitamos a que realmente vayan porque es un producto que vale la pena probar.
¿Dónde está ubicada?
En la ciudad de Marion. Okay. Marion, en el condado de McDowell. Vale mucho la pena que vayan porque es un helado muy diferente a lo que conocemos normalmente. Es un helado realmente artesanal, es 100% natural. Aparte de ser delicioso, es nutritivo.
A todos nuestros amigos de Marion, un gran saludo. Yo me acerco un poquito para mover la cámara, para encuadrarnos bien. Y lo que generalmente conocemos es el helado, el ice cream que aquí le llaman, el gelato. ¿Y el que tú preparas está entre los dos o es algo diferente?
En realidad, como calidad, es superior. Explico por qué. El ice cream americano es conocido por su cremosidad. Se produce a más de 200 revoluciones, así se le llaman las máquinas. Okay. El helado italiano, que es el gelato, se produce a 140 revoluciones y nuestro helado se produce a menos de 100. Es totalmente artesanal.
¿Y cuál es la diferencia en las revoluciones?
En la inyección de aire. Entre más revoluciones tiene un helado, más aire tiene. Es un helado muy ligero. Es un helado que por lo regular los que hacen ese tipo de helado usan grasa vegetal, porque la grasa vegetal puede absorber más aire. El helado realmente artesanal, prácticamente nuestro helado, si tiene 1 litro, pesa 1 kilo. O sea, prácticamente es lo mismo, es un helado muy completo, es un helado muy fino y los sabores son hechos naturalmente. Los extractos de sabores se hacen con frutas, con semillas, con cacao. No usamos saborizantes.
Qué interesante y felicidades. Entonces con esa beca, estos fondos que le van a dar, ¿qué tipo de empuje le va a dar a su empresa?
Poder abrir la primer tienda.
¿Van a abrir?
Ajá. Gracias a Bizworks nosotros logramos abrir. Motivamos a la comunidad latina y a la comunidad local a que busquen a Bizworks porque Bizworks tiene una gran visión de empuje a los negocios pequeños. Gracias a ellos nosotros logramos dar el paso que nos faltaba. Obviamente ya teníamos construido un gran porcentaje del negocio, pero si no es por Bizworks nosotros no abrimos y invitamos a la comunidad a que los busquen sin miedo, con mucha confianza porque
¿Cuál es la dirección, Agustín?
De nuestra tienda. Ajá. Es 76 Sur Main Street.
Oh, en la Main Street.
Ajá, en Marion, North Carolina.
Okay.
Esto que acabo de decir, mi esposa va a dar un mensaje en inglés para la comunidad local.
Exactamente, y eso es justo lo que estábamos, Agustín, que vamos a hacer. Vamos a cambiar ahora en inglés para que todos nuestros aliados, porque esta es una televisión comunitaria que manejan inglés y en español.
Correcto.
Entonces, so now we're going to switch to English, and thank you very much to all the allies that are watching this program. So we're live, so it's like 7, and so we have the pleasure to meet Agustin and Sandy. So they both are from Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. They're from Mexico, and they are going to explain us. They are grant recipients from Mountain Bizworks, and they're going to explain us about the project they're working on. Tell us, please, Sandy, a little bit about the project.
We have been in the ice cream business for about 20 years. My husband has been making the ice cream. This is the 3rd generation. The recipe has been in the family for 70 years. This is the first artisan ice cream in McDowell County, which is where we were able to open thanks to Mountain Bizworks. they were able to help us to open this first shop, and we are very excited to share a new product with our community.
Yeah. And please, we're going to go a little bit technical here, but explain us the process. Why this product that you are developing in your family for many years, how it is different from the regular like gelato and ice cream that we know here in the community?
The process is completely natural. It's handmade, which is different from the local ice cream or general store ice cream. We don't include any vegetable grease. We don't have anything that is artificial or processed. The fruits are natural. We don't use anything frozen either. So everything is made from scratch from the beginning of the process. So that makes it different and very fresh. We use local products as much as possible. The Mexican ice cream have a variety of fruits. So a lot of these fruits come from different places. But like right now, we have seasonal fruits. Such as berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. We have mango, and we have introduced a new line which is vegan. So we are providing vegan ice cream for those who can have milk. We also have lactose-free. The process is so natural and made from scratch that we can do just about anything, sugar-free, any flavor, that's different.
And so you got just one store in Marion, right?
Yes.
Are any plans to open here in Nashville? Because what you're saying sounds delicious.
Right, yeah.
But Marion is a little far from here. How can we get the ice cream here in Nashville?
Yes, that's a goal that we have, and the first one is in McDowell County because I have been there for 20 years. We got married last year, so that's our first
Congratulations.
store. Thank you. But yes, the goal is to come to Asheville and continue opening stores and support other small businesses. We want to help our community grow and then continue growing ourselves.
And what's the name of the store? What is the name of it?
Artesana.
Artesana. So, guys, let's support this business from our Mexican friends. So they're in Marion, and maybe sure we're gonna come to Asheville. But let's support this. Is any phone number for any order?
Yes, absolutely. Our phone number is 828-559-2023, and you can also reach us on Facebook at Artesana Ice Cream. And then you can also reach us on Instagram, and we're here to serve you. Just come and visit us on Main Street, Marion, North Carolina. We'll be there to serve you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. So, and we need to cut here, and we'll coming back in a few minutes. Thank you for being friends of JM Pro TV. Bye.